Your parents handed you a map to a country that no longer exists, and you are still driving by it. Here is the thing nobody will tell you. Almost everything you believe about money, you did not decide. You absorbed it. Before you could spell the word budget, you were watching how the adults around you reacted when a bill landed on the kitchen table. You watched a face tighten. You watched a silence fall. You watched someone say money is the root of all evil and then count it twice. Those moments did not feel like lessons. That is exactly why they worked. The strongest beliefs you carry are the ones you never noticed forming. Psychologists have a name for this. They call them money scripts. Unspoken rules about what money is, what it means, and what kind of person you are for wanting it. You did not write these scripts. You inherited them, the way you inherited your eye color and your laugh. And here is the cruel part. A money script written by a broke, scared adult in 1994 is still running your decisions in your bank app today. You are taking financial advice from a ghost. So let us go through the things they taught you. Not to blame them. They were running their own ghost scripts, handed down from their own parents, who survived a world that genuinely was that hard. Let us just check whether the map still matches the road. Myth 1. Money is tight, so we do not talk about it. This is the big one. In most homes, money was the one subject that came with a closed door. You learned that talking about money was rude, dangerous, or shameful. Maybe nobody said it out loud. They did not have to. You saw the way the conversation died when you walked in. You saw the envelopes get hidden. Here is what that silence actually did. It did not protect you. It made money feel like a horror movie villain, something powerful, lurking, and never seen clearly. And the brain treats anything it cannot look at directly as a threat. So you grew up with a vague, full-body anxiety around money and no actual information to manage it. You can feel terrified of your own bank balance and still not know your own bank balance. That is not stupidity. That is a script doing exactly what it was built to do. Keep the lights off. The truth nobody told you. Money is not dangerous. Not knowing the numbers is dangerous. The people who are calm about money are not calm because they have more of it. They are calm because they look at it every day without flinching. The silence you inherited is the single most expensive habit in your life, and it costs you nothing to break it. You just have to open the app and read the number. The villain disappears the second you turn on the light. Myth 2. Save every penny. Spending is the enemy. Maybe you grew up in a home that worshipped frugality. Lights off in empty rooms. Reuse the tea bag. Guilt attached to every purchase that was not strictly necessary. The lesson underneath was simple. Wanting things is weak. A good person makes do. This sounds responsible. Watch what it actually does to you. It turns money into a thing you hoard but are never allowed to enjoy. You become the person with savings in the bank who still feels broke, who buys the cheap shoes, replaces them 3 times and calls it saving, who cannot book the trip, cannot fix the chair that hurts your back, cannot spend on the one thing that would genuinely improve your life, because spending itself feels like failure. This is what the scripts get wrong. Frugality was never the goal. It was a tool for a specific situation, which was not having enough. When the situation changes and the tool does not, the tool starts working against you. You are using a parachute to walk down the stairs. You are so afraid of running out that you never actually use the money for the thing money is for, which is living. The truth nobody told you. Money is a tool, not a trophy. The point is not the highest number in the account when you die. The point is exchanging money for a better life while you are alive to have one. Spending on the right things is not the enemy of wealth. Mindless spending on things you do not even remember is the enemy. There is a difference, and nobody taught you to tell them apart. Myth 3. Debt is shameful, and you should be ashamed. Your parents probably treated all debt like the same thing. A moral stain. Bore money, and you are reckless, weak, a disappointment. The credit card was discussed in the same tone as a criminal record. There is a reason for this. For a lot of older generations, the only debt they knew was the bad kind, the kind that compounds at 24% and eats you alive. So they built a script that said all debt is poison. And that script does protect you from the genuinely toxic stuff, which is good. But here is the cost. It also blinds you, because when shame runs the show, you cannot think. You cannot tell the difference between a debt that is building something and a debt that is burying you. You panic and pay off the low-interest student loan early while ignoring the credit card that is quietly setting your future on fire. Shame is a terrible accountant. It does not do maths. It just wants the bad feeling to stop. The truth nobody told you. Debt is not a character flaw. It is a tool with an interest rate, and the only question that matters is whether the thing it buys grows faster than the cost of borrowing it. That is it. That is the whole conversation. The moment you swap shame for arithmetic, debt stops being a monster under the bed and becomes a number on a page. And numbers, unlike monsters, can be handled. Myth 4. Wanting more makes you greedy. This one is sneaky because it sounds humble. You were taught not to be flashy, not to get above yourself, to be grateful for what you have and not reach for more. Wanting money, real money, was framed as a kind of moral ugliness. Rich people were suspicious, greedy, probably cheats. Now notice the trap. If you believe deep down that having money makes you a bad person, what will you do every single time you get close to having money? You will sabotage it. You will spend it. You will give it away. You will find a reason to lose it. Because your brain will not let you become the villain from your own childhood story. You will keep yourself broke to stay good. This is real. It is one of the most common money scripts there is, and it is one of the most expensive. People literally earn a raise and unconsciously raise their spending to match, returning themselves to the financial level they believe they deserve. Not the level they can afford, the level they are allowed to occupy without guilt. The truth nobody told you. Money does not make you greedy. Money makes you more of what you already are. A generous person with money becomes more generous. A kind person becomes more able to help. Money is an amplifier, not a personality transplant. Refusing to build wealth does not make you a better person. It just makes you a person with less power to do the good things you say you care about. Staying broke is not humility. It is a story you were told, and you never checked whether it was true. Myth 5. There is never enough. This is the deepest one and the hardest to see because it does not feel like a belief. It feels like reality. The sense that money is always running out, that you are always one bad month from disaster, that no amount will ever feel safe. If you grew up watching adults stretch a small amount across too many needs, you absorbed scarcity at the cellular level. And here is what scarcity does to a brain. It narrows it. Researchers have shown that the stress of not having enough actually drops your decision-making, the same way losing a night of sleep does. Scarcity makes you focus so hard on the emergency in front of you that you cannot plan for the future at all. You make worse choices, which keep you in scarcity, which makes you make worse choices. The script writes its own sequel. And the trap is that this feeling does not leave when the money arrives. You can triple your income and still lie awake, certain it is all about to vanish, because scarcity was never really about the numbers. It was a setting in your nervous system, installed before you could question it. The truth nobody told you. Enough is not an amount. It is a decision. There are people on modest incomes who feel secure, and people earning 10 times more who feel one step from ruin. The difference is not the balance. It is whether you have ever stopped and defined what enough actually looks like for you. If you never name the number, no number will ever be it. You will chase a finish line that moves every time you get close, forever, and call it ambition. It is not ambition. It is an old wound that never learned the danger had passed. So here is where it all lands. The peak of this whole thing. Your parents did not lie to you. That is what makes this so hard. They told you the truth about a world that was real for them. The scripts they handed you were not stupid. They were survival tools, forged in real fear, real shortage, real hard times. They worked. That is the problem. They worked so well that nobody ever questioned them, and they got passed down intact, like a family recipe nobody has tasted in years. But you are not living in their world. You are living in yours. And a survival tool used in the wrong situation does not keep you safe. It keeps you small. Every one of these scripts had a job once. The silence protected a fragile family. The frugality stretched a thin paycheck. The shame kept people away from loan sharks. The humility kept them from envy. The scarcity kept them alert. Each one made sense then. None of them are making your decisions for you now without your permission. Here is what nobody will tell you, and I am telling you because I inherited the exact same ghosts. You do not have to honor a belief just because someone you love handed it to you. Loving them does not mean obeying a map they drew of a country you have never lived in. You can keep the love and update the map. Those are two different things, and you were taught they were the same. So do this. The next time you feel that old flinch around money, the guilt, the panic, the certainty that you do not deserve it, or that it is all about to disappear, stop and ask one question. Is this me, or is this the ghost? Is this a fact about my actual life today? Or is this a script written by a scared adult decades ago who was just trying to get through the week? Most of the time, it is the ghost. And the moment you can see it as a ghost instead of a truth, it loses its grip. You stop driving by the old map. You look up at the actual road. And for the first time, you get to decide where you are going with your own money, in your own life, in the only world you actually live in. Your parents gave you their fear because it was the most valuable thing they had. You are allowed to thank them for it. And then you are allowed to put it down.